Yes, Chelsea fans, it's been too long. I'm back for a number of different reasons, which I'm going to get into in this particular video. The last video I did on this channel was really popular. Thank you so much for watching it. And I was basically frothing about the fact that 3 different managers this season had gone and started and just identified the Chelsea starting 11 without a recognised striker. I was calling from Aubameyang week in, week out. I was calling from Aubameyang. He then starts against the Arsenal and may well have not bothered turning up. So, God knows. Anyway, I'm going to try and give you my opinion again, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I'll go into a bit more detail as to why I've not been around on the videos. Bit of a personal stuff going on. But I'm going to talk about what's happened so far in the recent weeks, what could potentially happen in the next 3 games, what's going to happen in the summer, and I'm excited about it. I have to say, the summer, that is. As for watching Man City against Real Madrid yesterday and looking at the fact that we're going to go there and play them for them to win the title on Sunday, God help us. Let's get cracking. So Chelsea fans, just very, very quickly about me. The reason why I've not been involved and doing videos on the channel, I've been dealing with some personal stuff, some stuff that's really got to me. Far more than I realised, and it just basically took my mood, and I wasn't in the right frame of mind to do a video. That's the honest truth about what it was. It's nothing major. There's no dramas. It's just something I was dealing with internally, and it took me a while to get myself sort of to a point where I wanted to, to pull myself out of it. So I'm back here, and this is why I'm doing the video. So, as I said on the opening of this particular video, Aubameyang, what a waste of space. Now, talk about chalk and cheese. I'm talking about me here. I'm claiming the fact that this guy is he's a striker that's world renowned. He's got a goal scorer's instinct, a striker's instinct, and against Arsenal, he was like a complete show pony. And then when he got taken off, Kai Havertz demonstrated exactly how you do lead the line. So, I mean, my last video was a joke, basically. So, apologies for that. And apologies for calling for Aubameyang and then him turning up and doing what he did and make me look stupid. Anyway, let's move forward and just talk about the games we've been playing of late. And to say it's disappointing is an understatement. Raheem Sterling pretty much pulled Chelsea by the scruff of their neck at the weekend. 2 great goals to get us a 2-1 lead. And what do? Switch off straight away and we concede again. The amount of goals we're conceding, the sloppy goals. The Arsenal was just a joke. The last goal against Arsenal with 3 defenders on the floor and then the goalkeeper as well was just appalling. Mendy comes in and makes a big mistake, a big clanger, and getting hammered for it. The season's just turned into an absolute nightmare, and it's ongoing, and it's going to continue in the next 3 games. Man City, Man United and Newcastle. Don't think that Chelsea are going to turn up and give a performance and get any other points this season. Just don't think it. Now, I keep sort of thinking this, and then on the flip side, I'm thinking to myself, well, if we really, really click here, we're going to batter someone 4, 5 or 6. Could it be City? No. Could it be United? Potentially. Could it be Newcastle? You never know. But I wouldn't count on it, Chelsea fans, and that's the most disappointing thing about all this. And when I talk about the fact that I've been quite down and dealing with stuff, it's been nothing to do with Chelsea. That's sort of been a little bit at the top of it, like the icing on the cake, if you may. But, we've had worse seasons at Chelsea, years and years gone by. I've told you guys before, I'm 49 this year. I started going Chelsea in 1980 when I was 6. And Chelsea, for the old second division electric fences, we've had it far worse. The only highlight of our season was to finish mid-table, have a good cup run and beat one of the big 2 or 3 teams as it was then, the Arsenal, Man United and the Liverpool. So, it's been a lot worse than this, but it still doesn't change the fact that this has just been an awful, awful season. And what I'm looking forward to is what's coming in the summer. And I'm talking about Pochettino now. Now, Mauricio Pochettino has taken his time to get his contract sorted out for his staff first. I like the fact he doesn't have anybody representing him and he does it all himself. I'm going to leave this video completely uncut. I'm not going to bother edit it. I'm just going to upload it as soon as it's done. Just a little bit of an update for you. Anyway, I digress. So, Pochettino, you look at him from the outside and what he done at Southampton and obviously at Tottenham and PSG to a point, but mainly Tottenham and Southampton, and he's renowned for bringing the youngsters through. He's renowned for building team spirit and being a great manager. But The Athletic put up an article. They've put a couple of articles up in the last week or so that have been brilliant. And one by Jack Pitt-Brooke, I have to say, is absolutely outstanding. I'll link it in the description to this particular video. But the subject line says this, or the title, sorry, it says, if the Chelsea owners and players buy into Pochettino's vision, then the sky is the limit. And I'm reading about this article, and I'm just going to post up one snippet from the article. You guys can read it all yourselves. But Pochettino has a saying. His saying is this: when a player signs a contract, they need to understand they do not sign a contract to play games. They sign a contract to train. Then you wait for the manager to pick the team. Now, I think that is refreshing, even now. I know he said it a long time ago. I think it's on point. I think it automatically hits home to every single player, to every single supporter that follows your team. If you know that the manager's got that mentality and he's forcing it on those players that have been stealing a living for a season, let's just be honest, I love it. Now, ever since Antonio Conte left the football club, my own personal opinion is we've not had a manager in there that's been strong enough to deal with the dressing room. Now, Tuchel possibly to a point, but then lost it. You know, Conte towards the end of his tenure, maybe. But what he did at that football club, he turned the football club upside down. The football squad and the team upside down when he first come in. He let them have their little play on the way they've been playing. And when it went wrong, he said, right, this is what we're going to do. And he switched it and he demanded from the players. As soon as he walked in the door, he demands from the players. And this article goes on to talk about the fact that Pochettino is basically, it's my way. If you don't like it, then off you go. And that's refreshing. It really is refreshing. Those 36 words in that statement is brilliant. Players who do not believe in the manager's ideas are welcome to go and play somewhere else. And it doesn't matter who you are. And I love that because let's face it, we're all talking about Rudiger. We're all talking about Jorginho being bad eggs. They've moved on and it's still happening. You know, 3 different managers. I mean, in what walk of life? When you're working, you know, you're doing your daily job. You know you work with managers. You might even be a manager yourself. And in what walk of life would you have 3 different managers replaced within a number of months that can't get, you know, what you need from your staff, from your players? All 3 of them, Tuchel failed. Potter failed. Lampard's failing. Lampard's come out and spoke about the fact that the players are not fit enough. He's spoken about the fact that there's issues at Cobham, which we all don't know what they are, but people have got an idea. And you sort of watch Frank and his press conferences and you sort of realise he's just not strong enough. You need someone that has an authority, an air about them, that demands respect. Conte had it. Mourinho had it. Ancelotti's got it. Guardiola, Klopp, they've all got it. Pochettino's got it. And the fact he's going to walk in the door with that particular attitude, I like it. And I like the fact that the article goes on to talk about the fact that there's intense training sessions to get the players physically fit. He talks about cameras at Cobham. Cameras all around the training ground, recording every single training session to be put onto a database to pull up when needed. Also to keep an eye on players, you know, their behaviour, their what's the word I'm looking for? Their bodily, you know what I mean? You know what I'm trying to say. And I like that. The fact that he wants to look after their diet. He wants to create a family atmosphere at the football club. He convinced Daniel Levy to, apparently at Tottenham, to install like a 6-figure sum to revamp a part of the training ground, to make it into a proper family get-together section with barbecues and all this sort of stuff. And he just basically just gets everyone to buy into his methods, and he wants everyone to understand that everybody is equal. There's no airs or graces. There's no big egos. You either buy into collective, to this family atmosphere, this real collective spirit and collective group that work hard for each other and the manager with no airs or graces. And I love that because we haven't had that for God knows how long. Now, there's been a hold-up, obviously, with the Pochettino thing, and Nagelsmann's come out and said all this, and his agents come out and said he was right. He was right to turn the job down. They only do that when the clubs say no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. They get all defensive and they say what they say, don't they? We all know that. But Pochettino's going to come in, and I can't wait because the truth about this Chelsea squad is they need a shake-up. They need a shake-up. They need people to have some home truths put right in their face. They need to understand that they've been stealing a living this season. They need to understand they can't just down tools and it doesn't work for them. You regroup and work hard as a collective. And I love it. I love it. And the Chelsea squad we're going to see at the end of this season that finish up compared to what we see at the beginning of next season is going to be exciting. There's reports that Chelsea and Pochettino have agreed that they want a new goalkeeper. They want a new central midfielder and they want a striker. And I want to talk to you about the situation with the strikers being linked with Chelsea right now. Now, first of all, there's Victor Osimhen, who's just become a title winner at Napoli. Napoli are going to ask for an outrageous figure for him. And there'll be so many teams involved for him and up for him, so I wouldn't count on him. Ivan Toney's the next one, and Chelsea are keen, according to various reliable Chelsea sources. They are keen, and the 8-month ban won't mean anything for them. Obviously, he can't now play or train until January, but there's a report stating that Chelsea could sign him now or wait until January and get a pre-contract deal agreement done and then bring him in January window next season. There's Alexander Mitrovic, who is on the table with some members of the Chelsea hierarchy, keen to get him done. Pictured a couple of weeks ago at Chelsea, talking to Chelsea fans, saying about how he wants to come to the club. For me, he's old school. He's a bit like Tony. He looks to bully defenders, hold them off, imposing, strong, link man, can score goals, can edit. He's just someone that's not in the same league or class as Drogba and Costa, but he's up there. He's somewhere nearby. And you don't see a lot of them in the game. The only other one is Harry Kane. And Harry Kane is being linked to Chelsea as well because of the Pochettino thing. And it's really key to understand what we're hearing about Harry Kane and all that, because there's reports that he's settled in London with his family. He does not want to go up north. So Liverpool, Man United, they're not going to be favourites to sign him, even though we keep hearing United will be. That potentially leaves Arsenal and Chelsea. Now, Levy won't deal with Arsenal, and he probably won't deal with Chelsea, but Harry Kane's contract finishes at the end of next season. He could walk away from Tottenham on a free transfer. Knowing Daniel Levy, he'll probably do that. But Todd Boehly and Chelsea, there's your 80 million, 100 million for Harry Kane. They'll have to take it. I think they'll have to take it. And whether or not Harry Kane would want to put the whole situation with the Tottenham-Chelsea thing to one side just to work with Pochettino again, I'm interested to see if that comes about and what happens if he's asked to make that choice. Another player we've been linked with, obviously, headlines the other day, Lautaro Martinez over at Inter Milan. I'm not so sure that his sort of profile of player fits what we want. And I think we need someone that can hold the ball up. And therefore, you have to discuss Romelu Lukaku. Now, completely different situation with Lukaku when it comes to the manager at Chelsea. Fell out with Tuchel and wanted to leave and never come back. But Pochettino's here now. And can Pochettino use his people skills and his authority to get Lukaku to buy into his vision and come back? Because Lukaku will sit and he might be talking into this, into that and everything else, but Lukaku knows that if he gets to the end of his career, he won't have a lot of regrets. Obviously, the World Cup he spoke about the other day and the regret he had for last World Cup and the fact it was their last big chance as that group to win the World Cup. But also the fact that at Chelsea, he never really made it. The club he supported as a boy, he never really made it on 2 attempts. Given a third and final attempt, would that be something that he would want to just have a crack at a final time under a different manager who's going to believe in him and play the way he wants him to play? Or is it just done? And what would the Chelsea fans think of Lukaku? Would you take him back if he's bought into Pochettino's vision? Interesting to hear your comments on that. Obviously, we got Armando Broja, who's going to be back, hopefully, next season. And reports are that Pochettino likes him and he's keen on him as well. So it's interesting to see what Chelsea do as far as the strikers go. As far as midfielders go, Declan Rice is still there. Obviously, McAllister from Brighton, people like that, who's been all but done a link and a move to Liverpool by the sounds of it. But Declan Rice is there, and Moises Caicedo at Brighton is another one that Chelsea are looking at. And goalkeepers, I mean, Raya from Brentford is being linked. Others are being linked as well, so God knows what's going to happen there. But as far as players leaving, I just wanted to talk about the fact that Ruben Loftus-Cheek today is being reported as speaking to AC Milan with a deal potentially being done for him to leave the club. Not going out on loan, but actually to leave the club this summer. So Loftus-Cheek is one. Hakim Ziyech will leave as well. Will PSG come back in for him? I wonder if they will, and they probably will, and he probably will go. And then we're hearing about Mateo Kovacic. I like Kovacic. I think Kovacic is underrated. I've always said that. But there's links to Barcelona. And if Barcelona come calling, bearing in mind he was at Madrid, would he be tempted? I don't know. So this summer's going to be a massive, massive like soap opera at Chelsea with the comings and goings and the dramas of people being sold and people falling out over it, the Chelsea fans and all sorts. But it's going to be like a revolving door that will swing inwards a couple of times, but more outwards, I'd say. So I'll just sit back and just hope to God that this is all done and we can get a squad that wants to play for our football club, that wants to fight every minute of that 90 minutes and just wants to give everything for each other and for the manager, because we've had that missing for God knows how long, all season. And as I say, I'm dreading these final 3 games. But you never know. We could turn up and something could happen. Probably not, but you never know. So with that, I'll be back on Sunday. Live match commentary here on the channel. Man City versus Chelsea. The day that Man City could lift the trophy and batter Chelsea, or could Chelsea turn up and spoil the party? We've done it before. Could we do it again? Thank you so much for watching, for sticking with me and my channel and the lack of videos. Smash the like button, which is all important for me, and post your comments as well. I love every single one of you, all my subscribers. I really appreciate it. Anyone new subscribing, thank you. And hopefully just this honest video where I'm just talking what's in my head relates and resonates with you guys. Hopefully so. Let me know. Comment section. Have a good couple of days. See you guys on Sunday.